keyboard players, and I mean, I've seen people work magic with controllers in like fighting games, but when it comes to first-person shooters, no, controllers they're bad. They're never as good.
Nope.
So they've like added a significant amount of auto aim to the controller players to help balance it out, but they've added so much auto aim that the controller players are like significantly better than the best mouse and keyboard players at sniping right now. Which is just, this is not a company that has never worked on a first-person shooter before.
Yeah, it's weird. And like, Fortnite is such a weird thing, because like, I would like to have played the game that they originally made.
I would have liked to have played Paragon more.
Yep. Oh, hang on. I forgot I turned that volume down before.
I remember being in the last couple of online games for that before the servers shut down, and everyone was so sad, and everyone was being so nice. It was weird to be in just like a multiplayer setting, and everyone was just like, let's meet one last time on the battlefield.
So, before I do anything, we have to stop and appreciate this art, by the way.
Zombie Bart Simpson.
That's a face. But yeah, that's true with any like game on its way out. Yes, I will take the regen skill when. Oh, now we got like lots of faces to pick from. They did improve things.
For those in the chat that don't know, they actually made like all the Paragon assets free for like Unreal Engine users, including like all the stuff that was in the pipeline that never got to release. Like the entire cast of characters' voices, which was depressing to see, but understandable. I'm gonna try and make a fighting game with that someday, but there's like a big cast of characters with like a whole bunch of animations that you can just use there and bring them back to life. So, yeah.
I'm guessing this is the blood recoloring? We'll see, I guess, real quick.
It's just her favorite color is purple.
Do I have like extra skill points to invest on top of like the character selection, and I can drop them so it doesn't actually matter? It's like,
yeah, they even refunded everyone's microtransactions from day one. Like not the last month of life in the game, but like literally every dime they made off Paragon, which I was really shocked by. It was quite decent of them.
See, this is why I'm so baffled with people being like, oh no, like Epic is the big evil empire, because like, yes, they're making money hand over fist, and then they're like throwing everyone bones left and right because they got enough.
They are, I mean, there's plenty they do I disagree with, and there's still just a corporation when it comes down to it. But they've been really solid when it comes to supporting like the development community, in my experience.
I think I did customize colors there.
Certainly better than Valve has.
Who's speaking?
Because that's the thing. It's like
to the sheriff?
Like all the scaremongering about.
Get to me quick before they find you. Go down this street and turn left.
The
corner.
The scaremongering about the Epic Store for games is like, well, what if years from now they wind up with this like total monopoly and they're like the only storefront? And it's like, you mean the current situation we have with Steam?
Yeah, right. Oh, don't worry. Valve said that if Steam went under, they'd totally like un-DRM everyone's games. Like that's even feasible with all the licensing deals I'm sure they've signed.
Yeah. Okay, so I now have only the one pistol, and it's way less accurate. But the game is still just, you know, face the direction that all the zombies are coming from, hold down fire button.
Full disclosure, I am biased because I do make a significant portion of my income through selling stuff on the Epic Store, but I mean, it's based on that experience that I'm having these opinions. I sure couldn't make that money on Steam in any way. I mean, not that Steam's equivalent.
So, you know, speaking of licensing deals, do you suppose they paid for that? So speaking of licensing deals, do you suppose they paid for this? The Coke machine?
Oh. Yeah, wow, you're right. I did notice that before.
Also, I just had to point out, this is a small building. This is a taxi.
It's a big taxi. Wait, I mean, they kind of look normal when you stand next to each of them, so I wonder what's going on.
That's some scaling issues. And it's like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have noticed that if they weren't right next to each other. Reached a new level.
I noticed too, every time I bring up Unreal Engine stuff, I think it's cool that people get like, well, so how come you think it's better than Unity, huh? And I'm like, I don't know, I think it's good. If you use Unity for your project, that's good.
Yeah,
I hope you do well. I hope the competition stays good.
They're both fine. They both are pretty similar dev environments, honestly.
Yeah, they're not actually as... I kind of get weirded out why people just like throw up their hands when they look at one or the other, because it's like, there's some weird things that are named one thing in one and a different thing in the other, but it's like, if you understand the underlying concepts, it's not really that hard either way. It's more just like, it's like being approached with like an electronic music interface. You just gotta not be overwhelmed by all the buttons you don't need at a given time.
Like, I was kind of like rushed to the main objective, and look at those feet. That's really weird looking.
It's like, you got a 3D world, you can put entities in it, you can strip the entities, you can save the levels, you can write shaders, like, what else? How else is it gonna work?
Okay, friendly fire from explosions is a thing. But I took the vampire perk, so watch how quickly that comes back. Well, that quickly.
Oh no!
There's a garage.
You did a rebirth.
Take dynamite there and blow up the gate.
What's with that comic style dialogue box that is not in keeping with the rest of the aesthetics?
Some people do that. I don't really get it. Secret collect. Also, that is like... Oh, you should probably actually put your guns down. Interesting. But yeah, I would not say this is an improvement over the original game. I'd say it's like a lateral move at best.
I forgot you were playing the sequel.
Well, that's why I don't have the two guns anymore, and when I shoot, it's like everywhere.
Oh, right. If anything, it's slightly worse, because at least... I mean, there's more challenge, but it's not... Is that better?
And like, character customization doesn't matter much to me when like this is your character.
I think this very dreary environment would be better suited to a kind of zombie horde where there were rare but dangerous encounters.
Yeah.
Like if you were just like lurking through buildings, scavenging, and then, oh my god, a zombie! Whereas here it's like, oh, there's 50 more zombies. Better zombie shoot the zombies.
Yep. Secret found, secret found, secret found. I feel like I'd get to kind of like Wolfenstein level and you know, you found X% of the secrets thing. Which I guess is common enough to enough games that I shouldn't be like saying, oh yeah, like this one old game.
The one, I mean, that's one old game trope that I do not miss is walking past every wall, mashing spacebar, going, trying to look for secrets. Quake 1 did a pretty good job of making its secrets kind of observation-based.
Yeah, that's kind of like what kept me actually out of old first-person shooters back in the day. Was that, well, that and having a Mac, but like there were reports of at least the id stuff, and it was like, yeah, I don't want to be like humping this maze all day.
The Doom secrets are very optional, at least, and pretty much just there so you can say you got them. They're not even very rewarding mechanically, and some of them are impossible to access.
Really?
Yep, there are a number of maps for which the community just takes it as a given that 90% secrets found or what have you is 100%.
That reminds me of playing this one MUD back in the day, where bards in it, to like unlock the like ultimate class progression, need to like explore X% of the map for each class upgrade. And like it counts every room there's ever been in the game, basically. So like if something
including
is
ones which are no longer in the game.
I mean, they're technically still in the game, but they're not accessible
Oh, I see.
because like you don't remove the files for
Right.
the room that you decided to like edit out in your revisions. And then it was also like a game which like was even 10 years after its release was like getting constant new content. And most of that new content, especially because like it was policy for new developers to start with the stuff for low-level characters, had like a level lockout of being, if you're over level like 10, you can't come in here. So it's like,
oh, I remember you describing this.
so it was like this horrifying challenge to like, okay, explore as much as you can, pour it up, like a ton of experience, level up really, really fast, hit another like batch of areas now that you can, and just like rush to get into this class before you are locked out because a new area for new players goes in.
Huh.
And I pulled it off, but it's like I still to this day have some objections to that as a design philosophy. Like, make it X rooms, not X% of all rooms. Because also, like, every other class, you just, like, get X amount of trophies for your guild and bring them in or whatever as a fixed thing. Where it's like, okay, bards is, like, constantly getting harder to get up there with. Why am I hitting next? This game's awful.
I remember Guild Wars 1 had a very Castlevania-style map completion thing where it was actually the number of chunks of the levels that you had managed to personally be in. And naturally, not every level fully prevented the players from clipping out of bounds, so it became kind of a game between people to see how far above 100% you could get.
Nice. Okay, this is also taking forever to load now. So yeah, that is Zombie Shooter 1 and 2. I would not recommend either one.